Alright, okay. Hello, it's me. Welcome back, everyone. Look, I wanted to make this video to say a few things. Okay? Yeah, I've been playing Star Citizen again, but it's not a good thing. Recently, I've been playing Helldivers 2. If you haven't noticed, the last video on the channel was a Helldivers 2 video, and a lot of you are probably wondering where my SC content is. Yes, I have been away, and I do apologize, but I thought I would do you guys a service. I put on the Discord and on the YouTube section that I was going to go and play Star Citizen this weekend, and I did. But I wasn't ready for quite what I encountered. If I stand still, it's fine. Just when I move. What you don't know is, I have not actually played SC for a good, maybe 4-6 months. That's a long time for a game that's currently in early access with a live service build to it. And when I logged on for the first time in 4 to 6 months, I was a bit shocked by how little had changed. It is 2024, March the 3rd, and right now in SC, I'm doing the exact same thing I did when I started playing way back in 2014. Yes, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but let me go into a bit more detail. It was so janky. For the past 10 years, the game hasn't really changed. The main cycle for gameplay is still combat. Get in a ship, travel to point A, kill something, return. It's as simple as that, okay? There's not much more involved in any other gameplay loop. You might say that we've had fantastic additions, like mining or salvage, and yes, we have. But what are those things really? It's point, click, return. The gameplay loop in Star Citizen has been point, click, return for as long as I can remember. But what keeps me playing and what has kept me and my friends playing for the last 10 years is what's filled the verse. You guys, individuals, the moments you have in SC are unlike any other game, and that has to be said and understood. The developers behind this game, SIG, are creating something extremely unique. We just got a sneak peek of the Idris, and that thing is an entire multiplayer map in a ship that you can fly. But is that really enough right now to make the game worth playing? It's a genuine question I ask myself every year. I always say, and I always make a video, stating you probably should only play SC if you're new to it. And at the moment, it seems to be the same principle over and over again. If you are like me and you've been playing for a very long time, there isn't anything that's really changed. And if you're lucky and you're part of a big group of people like I am, you can find fun in those rare, unique moments where this game stands out beyond anything else that has ever existed in the past, probably ever will exist going forward for quite a long time. But is that enough to really warrant playing the game right now or purchasing it? Compared to other games like Helldivers, Baldur's Gate 3, and other fantastic games that are coming out right now with more gameplay? Yes, that's right, I think Helldivers 2 has more gameplay than Star Citizen. Not only is the diegetic UI more engaging and with more feedback, the guns feel better, blowing things up feels better. I'm lucky to be alive. But you don't do the same things in Helldivers 2, someone said to me. They aren't the same games. Hear me out. When I said at the start of this video that Star Citizen is just a point-click return game, so's Helldivers, okay? Every map, every world has pretty much the same missions. You go somewhere, you launch an ICBM. You go somewhere, kill a few bugs or a few robots. You go somewhere, you collect data, you return it. But what Helldivers 2 does is it allows you to change how difficult each of these missions is. These scenarios become different and unique with every playthrough. You can change your loadout and you can change the way you tackle these problems depending on that difficulty. Make it harder for yourself or easier for yourself. In Star Citizen, we can do similar things. We can go to a bunker and we can bring an A1 or an A2 and make things easier or harder. You can go on foot if you really want. But the truth is, when you get inside that bunker, the gameplay is the same. Nothing changes. Nothing has changed for a very long time. And this video is more of an appeal to the Star Citizen devs to take a look at what other games with basic and simple gameplay loops, like SC, are doing to change the way that players interact with them to make it more engaging. I think fundamentally Star Citizen's biggest problem is that we don't have the ability to do that, and it's still been 10 years since they mentioned dynamic missions. So far, everything dynamic has been spawned in by the developers, pre-programmed and then released with a patch, and it isn't really what we in my org or anyone I speak to understands to be dynamic gameplay. What I want the SIG developers to do is look at those other examples and think about what they can do to change things to make them more interesting. I would like it if they changed the way bunkers were designed. Maybe instead of just having turrets that didn't really work all the time, we changed out what sort of turrets were there. Maybe some bunkers had machine gun turrets, and maybe some bunkers had a mixture of machine gun turrets and missile turrets. That would change quite a lot of gameplay already and make approaching the bunker different. At the moment, everyone approaches every bunker exactly the same. Find the nearest hill, park behind it. What if the developers thought about that for just a second and thought, well, what if we had missile launchers shoot into the air and then back down onto the target, a bit like a javelin? It would stop people from being able to do that and actively change the way they tackle that same problem. What about cave missions where you go in to find a lost soul or kill some bad guys? Well, at the moment, every cave behaves pretty much exactly the same. The layout might be different, the AI inside them is the same. Let's change that up. Let's actually have some crazy things going on. Let's put some grenade launching bad guys in there. Let's put some machine gun launching bad guys in there. Let's actually go buck wild and put 30 to 40 bad guys in a cave randomly. Let's change things up to make them a bit more random in the verse. This expansive and massive universe is nothing but pre-told stories you've read before. You're just experiencing the same thing over and over again in SC, and you have been doing that for 10 years if you're someone like me. Even the ships, I've noticed, have gotten a little bit stale recently. Has anyone else noticed a recent trend of combat ships coming out? Is the next combat ship really any different to the last? Are people still using the same combat ships they've been using for 10 years because the game hasn't really changed? That's something that I think is a genuine major crutch of the game and most people's enjoyment. Why fly anything else when something that I've been flying is the best? Yeah, they'll change it with a patch perhaps, they'll nerf it. That's not really a change, is it? That's not really choice. If you remove something's ability to perform well, you're just making the next thing the best thing to use, and everyone will just use that. I think we do have a bit of self-blame here. We have played the game too much and we know too much about the game. We micromanage the heck out of this game and we do everything optimally. That's a bit boring, but it is what it is. When the SIG developers introduced things like alien manufacturers and different manufacturers for FPS weapons, I was really excited that we might get some really quirky, cool, unique weapons. We haven't seen any of that in a very long time, and I understand that this game's development is not the same as other smaller games. It takes a lot longer to build something in this game. What I'd like them to do though is to change the aspects of the way things currently are through chance. I don't mean to be going on a bit of a negative rant here. I do love the game. I will continue to support it as long as I can. CitizenCon is only 6 months away, guys. Come on. But at the end of the day, I still think the game is falling short of current new releases that are half-baked and not even anywhere near £500 million budget that this game is. I think that's a really major point to take on board for SIG and for anyone thinking about getting into the game right now or back into it. Think about other options that are out there and what the game actually provides you. If you've got friends in SC, you're going to have a heck of a great time because, like I said, those unique moments you have with your friends are what SC is all about. But if you're just a solo player, the gameplay loops are very similar to what you're going to experience in another game like Helldivers 2, except there's more reward and more change in that game. Don't just listen to me though, don't just not get the game because I say so. Don't just get the game because I also say so.
Yeah,
so you're saying,
don't play now.
Don't play the game now, play 323. And when are we expecting 323?
May, like Invictus, I'd say.
So I've already not played for 6 months, and you're saying wait another 3 months.
2
so
months,
9 months,
yeah.
almost a year.
Pretty much 3 months.
Fair enough. And we're both avid players of Star Citizen. It's just that we've done everything.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends think the same thing I do, and we're all waiting for that next patch to change things. If I were you, I would just chill. Don't worry about coming back right now. Play 3.23. Go play Arena Commander if you really want to learn something about Master Modes, the thing that's coming in 3.23. Those things are worth doing. Playing in the PU right now, not sure about that one. Sorry. Again, it's another video where I really wish I'd written a script to make a note of my points, but I just had an emotive and thought experience when I was playing my last session. And yeah, it was my fault. I got pretty bumhurt that I took ages to die and it took ages to get anything done. But I'm at that point in my life now where I want to do things that are rewarding, and SC just isn't that right now. For the time being then, if you're going to join me live on Twitch, you're probably going to see me playing Helldivers 2, a bit of Hearthstone perhaps, and yes, the occasional game of SC. And I can only apologize. 3.23 is not very far away, and I have a huge amount of work to do when it comes to the new patches and all the new things they've introduced. A new Truth Behind episode for the FPS weapons that have been released, and of course we've got the new ships, the Santaki Eye, and all sorts of other fantastic ones coming. So I will get to those. I really do appreciate your patience. Thank you very much for watching. Maybe this video enlightened you a little bit. Maybe you can just let me know in the comments down below. Sorry for my ramblings. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye for now.